Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I hope you guys had a great week. We're going to be today's topic is very interesting because it's like a call out topic, it's like a wake up talk for all of us out there who are not prioritizing their spiritual life. So this is basically like me calling you out lightly, politely, respectfully. So let's get right into it. Today's topic is basically excuses we give ourselves as to for why we can't work out or why we can't train spiritually. And if you're watching my channel for the first time, I generally like to use physical analogies to explain spiritual realities. Basically, if you watch my content from earlier, that's basically what I talk about in this channel. So let's get right into it. Um, Honestly, I understand that you know working out is hard, it's tasking, very rewarding, but it's tasking, especially in the beginning. In the beginning, and I understand why people wouldn't want to do it, but the excuses that we give, or I've heard people give me, honestly, when I put it under scrutiny, it's not really valid. It doesn't hold up. And I'm going to talk about the most the main three, the top three, that the ones that place on medals, like the ones that people use mostly. And I'm going to try to explain it and see and show you why it's not really an excuse, or that shouldn't stop you from doing what you have to do, whether spiritually or physically. So the first one now is no time. You don't have time. Oh, I have friends I talk to that, why don't you work? It's like, oh, I'm so busy, I'm so booked, I don't even have time for myself. And these are people who have spent um time around, and I've gotten to see their itinerary. Maybe even, yeah, it's true, it's not like they're not busy, but the truth of the matter is they still find time to squeeze out time for things that are important to them. So let's say things like their romantic relationships, maybe going on social media, things like that. And I'm like, oh, you don't really need much. If you had just spent this 30 minutes that you did here, or 1 hour that you did here, you would have gotten your workout in easy peasy. But then the truth of the matter is, it's not like they don't have time. The problem is that human beings, or we as humans, we only prioritize what we deem important to us. So if it's not important to you, it's not going to be a priority. You always never have time for it. And the quick best example I'll give is, for guys, this is what happens to us more. It's like, imagine talking to a girl you really like, or from a girl's perspective, everyone notices that you always seem to have time for somebody you actually like, but the one that is disturbing you, you say, call me back. I'm about to open the fridge, please. I will call you back later, please. Or I'm about to read a book. Everything is an excuse to why you don't want to spend time with that person. So the problem is not the fact that, oh, um, there is no you don't have time to allocate. Is that I don't want to allocate time to this person. It's the same way with spiritual training, or praying, or listening to sermon. You have time, or a lot of people, they have time to spend at least an hour on social media, 30 minutes on social media, but you can't spend that same 30 minutes to pray or to listen to a message while doing something else. The problem is not because of you don't have the time. The problem is that it's not a priority in your life. It's not something you value. You cherish when you value something, or it's of importance to you. It's on the forefront of your mind. You make sure that you prioritize your movement around what you value. So that's the first excuse, and I hope I'm able to explain it properly for you why it shouldn't hold water. The second one that people make is that, oh, I I don't have money to gym. Hmm. Okay, you don't have money to gym. It can be true, it may be true, but then same thing. That when I look at these people's schedules or how they do things, I'm like, okay, you spend a lot of money on things. We also spend money on things we value. I had a very popular preacher say this, like, if you want to know what a man or a person truly values, look at where they spend their money. Look at where they spend their money. They'll tell you, oh, I don't have money to pay for the gym, but you have money to buy nice clothes. You have money to take your girlfriend out on a nice date or buy data. Things, and I'm not saying these things are not important. Of course they're important, but then it just goes to show that it's not again, it's not the lack of resources that's the problem. It's how you are viewing what you're spending the resources on. That's the problem. So you see a guy spend his last money. It happens to guys a lot. I know somebody personally, or not personally actually, that during the university days, not that he had money, but then he would literally steal from other people to be able to fund his girlfriend's lifestyle. It was that he was that deep into the how he valued her and how he wanted to make her happy, you know. But then when his friends asked him, "Oh, you don't have money?" Yeah, it's true, he didn't have money, but when he came to her, he always found a way to get her what she needed at per time. So that's the thing. It's not an excuse to say, "Oh, I don't have money." Most times, if you check what you're doing, you will find out that there's money to do what you have to do. Same thing with spiritual activities. If you say, "Oh, I don't have money to do this, I don't have money to do that," check your records. Have you tracked, okay, how much you spend on data, how much have you given to the gospel or given to the cause of the gospel as opposed to other things? That will tell you generally where your heart is and how you value, you know, your relationship with God. And the last, but definitely not the least, people are scared of commitment. Everybody understands that when you are in this gym lifestyle, it's a lifetime thing. It's a never ending thing. You're not going to. There's no stopping till you die. And then when you feel this, like you feel the brunt of it. When you understand the gravity of, wow, this thing is forever. I can get how it's a little bit intimidating, especially when you're looking at someone that's already big, and you have to think about how you have to get this big. Then you have to maintain this bigness forever, or you the size that you want, or a shape that you want. I can get how it's intimidating. Same way spiritually, it's like when people see, you know, pastors that are doing so much and living in their purpose for God, and when they think of how far the person is to compare to them, it gets intimidating that you don't even want to start. I understand it. I've been there. You know, experience. I had a very crazy experience. I went for a program. It was a Bible study program, and the pastor was explaining his knowledge and what he knew, trying to make us understand and explain. And in the process of explaining, I realized how the gap, the knowledge gap between me and this man, and I won't lie, it made me sad for weeks. It made me sad for, I think, at least 2 weeks. He didn't do anything wrong, but then that it made me realize how much work I had to put in to get to where he is. That's if I even catch up. But then it shouldn't be something that you should discourage you. You should know that, yeah, it takes baby steps, one step at a time. Keep pushing. You will get there. You will definitely get there. So these are the excuses today I wanted to talk about. It's not really those excuses, while valid, yes, but you self tell yourself the truth. You know you can squeeze out time here and there. You really know you can do it. The times that out of the 1 hour, 2 hours if you have in a day that you used to do leisure things, take 20 minutes, 30 minutes and dedicate it to your spiritual training, or if um, physical training too. I advocate for physical training. I, spoiler alert, I only train for 30 minutes a day in terms of like my physical training. I don't train more than 30 minutes and I'm good. So yeah, that's what I want to talk to you about today. I hope you enjoyed the message. If you do, please like, share, subscribe, comments, leave comments, explain, give me your feedback, let me know what you think. Yeah.